Alrighty, so it is that time. You guys know, for Golden Week and all of that fun stuff. We did prediction videos, Saiyan Day, we did a prediction video, but today we are going to be talking about the TANABATA, or thank you celebration, over on the global side of things, Dokkan Festival exclusive LR that will be dropping, I believe, on the 30th. But you can see here, the text on the screen doesn't really matter. What is important are the numbers on the screen. So you guys can see June 26th, we are going to be having a JP live stream that will be revealing what these units are going to be, right? So if you guys are not familiar with the format, essentially what we're going to be starting with is a Dokkan Festival exclusive LR with a banner unit, and then during the celebration we'll get like an EZA and all that fun stuff, and then during part 2, there is a good chance that we'll be getting a Carnival LR, because last year we went from Dokkan Festival exclusive LR, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, into Carnival LR Omega Shenron. So I believe that is going to be the same case this year, where we have a Dokkan Festival exclusive LR moving into a Carnival LR, but June 26th, that is when we are going to be getting the live stream. So before that live stream is announced, 2 days out, I'm going to put out a prediction video on who it could be. So let's go ahead and get started with a couple of potential themes that we could be seeing. Now, what do we have to go off of? Not much. That's the moral of the story here. We have to go off of releases, EZAs, patterns, stuff like that, to really kind of get into this, right? So usually for TANABATA, if you guys do not know, the theme will be a Superclass Dokkan Festival exclusive LR and then an Extreme LR on the other side. So usually it's going to be a versus format, right? We're not going to get a Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta that's going to go into part 2 that's going to be Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, right? It would be like what we saw during the like the anniversary, right, where like the counterparts would be releasing alongside each other. It would be like Gogeta and Broly. It would be Vegito and Zamasu. In years past, it's been Goku versus Jiren, stuff like that. So here's the first one that I have for you. I know that took a bit, but we have Super Saiyan Goku from Frieza, Super Saiyan Goku from Frieza, Super Saiyan Goku from Namek, and Frieza from Namek. What is my reasoning for this? We have Porunga on the advertisement, and it looks like he's about to grant a wish, right? Now, this could just be coincidence, because during TANABATA, we do actually get Porunga Dragon Balls and stuff like that, and we're going to have wishes. So I think that there is a possibility that we could get this theme. I think Goku versus Frieza is a fight that probably deserves a little bit more love within this game, considering it is kind of like the penultimate Dragon Ball fight. One of the first ones that comes to mind for a lot of people, and especially one of the best when you're asked that question, right? What is the best Dragon Ball fight? The easy answer is just Goku versus Frieza, right? Obviously, this version of Frieza, I talked about him recently, about how disrespected I felt that he was throughout the history of the game. I feel like he's deserved better characters than he's gotten, especially the final form version of this character. And Super Saiyan Goku does do a lot of fighting versus final form Frieza, not just full power Frieza. So I could easily see us doing something like that. I think that would be a good idea, but let's move on to the second theme, right? And the next one is going to be, this one kind of blends into two characters. I believe what we could do, potentially... Oh, Super Saiyan Goku would be part 1 and Frieza would be part 2, by the way, just in case you weren't confused. I believe what kind of character we could potentially be seeing for another theme would be a potential Ultra Instinct Goku that starts off as Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. Now, maybe there's a world where this character links up with this specific character right here, but the specific character that we're looking at on the screen did not see the best aging during the 9th anniversary, so not a ton of wiggle room for this character. I don't know if you're really going to be able to run him as much as you would want, but this is still a decent choice, right? Because this character could easily have a revive, could have some type of exchange, a standby, something like that that would give us Ultra Instinct Goku. Maybe we do a standby where, you know, by grabbing orbs, we're giving him energy, right? Like something like the Buu duo. And then whenever the standby is over and the Spirit Bomb is launched, or after the revival, we would turn into Ultra Instinct Goku. I think this could be good. I think UI Sign deserves a little bit more representation in the game than he really has right now, because if I'm not mistaken, it's just him. It's just the Int character. There's not a ton of Ultra Instinct Goku going on in, I almost said Legends, in Dokkan right now. So I think that this would be a fine part 1, a Blue Kaioken Goku into Ultra Instinct Goku. It sells. People would be excited for it. I know I sure as hell would be excited for it, and I think that this is a good potential choice. So who would be part 2 for this one? That's pretty self-explanatory, right? Who does UI Goku fight for the majority of his time? Jiren, of course. I guess Kefla could be possible, but I think that ship has kind of sailed. Obviously, Jiren, a character, again, in the disrespected video, I said Jiren was one of those characters. I believe that Jiren easily could headline a part 2. I don't think he is a part 1 of an anniversary. I don't think he's a part 1 of a worldwide. I don't think he's a headliner for TANABATA, but I easily think that he could be a part 2 because he is a very strong opposition from Goku, right? I think that this version of Jiren would be like a transforming one. I believe that we need base form Jiren, that it's super good. Maybe he doesn't have much offense, but he has a ton of defense, because that is really what Jiren displays in the fight during the Tournament of Power, right? Where it's just like, how do we even damage this guy? And he does do damage, but it doesn't, you can obviously tell that it's like, yeah, this guy's not going all out, right? So then once he transforms, maybe the defensive prowess kind of stays or goes down a little bit, and then the offense just ramps way up, right? Akin to what kind of happens in the Tournament of Power, where Ultra Instinct Goku kind of has him figured out, and obviously Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku is just a whole nother animal, and Jiren is able to kind of keep up, but he obviously ends up losing to Ultra Instinct Goku. So I think Jiren potentially would be a great theme for part 2. I think part 2s, usually they tend to be okay. Like over the last few years, who have we seen, right? We've seen a Jiren, obviously, so chance history could repeat itself. The next year was what, 2021? We saw Janemba. 2022, we saw Merge Zamasu, and then 2023, we saw Omega Shenron. So a Carnival LR Jiren is really kind of helping us represent the sort of final bosses of arcs and stuff like that, and I think this would be a great choice. Obviously, Universe 11 needs the buffs. Full Power doesn't really need it. Universal Survival Saga, yes. Space Traveling Warriors, yes. Realm of Gods, yes. Powerful Comeback, Tournament Participants, sure. Super Bosses, obviously. Any buff for Super Bosses I'm good with, and then Defenders of Justice is kind of a dead team, but who knows. So Jiren, I think, would be a great choice. And let's move on to the final. We're just going to do 3 for this video. There's obviously more that potentially could happen, but here we go, right? Blue Kaioken Goku, very similar to the one that we looked at over here, but you can tell by the gi that he is wearing that this is from a different episode. This is actually going to be the one from the Hit fight. So this version would obviously be a little bit different, and I think that this is a fight that is severely underrepresented within Dokkan, right? Easily. I know a lot of people like Dub. And the Kaioken times 10 in Dub, I think, is actually really cool for this character. And I think that would also work really well in Dokkan, that active skill, that sequence that he does against Hit. The whole place goes red, essentially. He's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. He said basically, you know, he's like, oh, I only had a X% of this working and stuff like that. And like, that would be really cool. I think this would be a really fun character to have. They could play around with animations. Even if it's a transforming Super Saiyan Blue Goku that goes Kaioken as like an active skill, I would be cool with that. I think this is a character that could easily hold the fort down in terms of headlining a celebration like Tanabata. And honestly, I would kind of like this because Worldwide's coming up. I gotta save stones. But I do think that this character would be super fun, right? And especially a part 2 LR Hit. I think an LR Hit would be dope, right? We have one with the, I wonder if he, will he show up if we do this? Probably not. Goku and Hit, no, you are not up here. But Goku and Hit, I think potentially could be a super fun character. I haven't really mentioned many Easy A's, but if we do get Goku versus Hit, hell, let's Easy A Goku and Hit, right? That's like an LR that I know a lot of people like. I know I was super excited for. On Global, he was double rates. So I know a lot of people chased that character and ended up pulling him because of the double rate, so that was super helpful. But unfortunately, that is not always going to be the case. But Hit, right? Why is Hit a good part 2, you may ask? I think Hit brings one of the most unique concepts to the table. And I think he would have a really cool, like this character right here, I believe he would be on Super Bosses, right? He would. So there's Goku and Hit, by the way. But Hit, right? What's the first mechanic that comes to mind when you think of Hit? Like a unique mechanic that he could potentially have, right? You might think about stunning, you might think about debuffs, stuff like that, but especially now with like the most recent mechanics that have been added to the game, the time skip was literally made for Dokkan domains, right? Like, or a Dokkan domain was made for a time skip, right? That literally is perfect, where I think a perfect kind of idea for a domain would be Hit is the only one doing anything, right? So Hit does like 4 additional supers to compensate for the fact that your allies can't attack and the enemies can't attack either. And in that domain, it's like 1 turn of Hit just doing like a gazillion attacks and inflicting damage to the enemy. And then the enemy also can't do anything back because Hit is just kind of in his own world during that time skip. So I think that would be a really cool concept. When it comes to a ton of mechanics, maybe this Goku, when he goes to like right here and he goes for like the standby, it also serves as like a taunt where all the energy or all the hits are just building him up and stuff. He can't really take damage before that. I don't know, right? There's a lot of different things that we could do, but there we have it, right? Three potential themes for Tanabata. I think this DOKKANFEST LR, this has a lot of potential to be really good because global, we don't know how it's going to work with global, right? This is where the games allegedly will be synced in their normal time slot. This guy comes out to like the end of the world's end of like fall and stuff like that. So there you have it, right? If you did enjoy today's video, let me know down below what you think Tanabata will be. And if you do enjoy the content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe as well so you don't miss out on any of the Dokkan content that we're going to be posting here. We'll be focusing back on the 9th anniversary very soon, but for today, we're going to be doing a little bit more JP focus as that is the version I play. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to do all that fun stuff below, and I'll see you in the next one.